Good afternoon, Chaluquet. I've been an individual shareholder for the past 20 years. I am very unhappy with the catastrophic share price with minus 40% over 10 years. I'm very disappointed with everything that we have been seeing of late. So I've got real concerns. I don't recognize Ubisoft that I once knew in the past. About most recent affairs, how is it that the head of the group or the head of HR saw nothing? I mean, we operate in these buildings and everything is known. Everyone knows what's going on. So how is it they did nothing? They didn't stop it because it doesn't help the group with its levels of creativity. So how is it that nothing was seen and nothing was done? Now, how can we tackle increasing prices, the fact that we have gamers who are becoming more and more demanding? It seems like a never-ending race. When a game fails, it seems like this is going to, it could bring the company down. And third question, about competition. There's a game that a lot of people have been talking about, Valorant. A lot of people have said good things about it, and I'd just like to know what you think of it. Is there anything good that Ubisoft could learn from that? Really, what's your opinion on this game? Because it seems like all gamers love it. So if they love it, that means that it's probably going to be a drop in sales for Ubisoft. So what is your take? Thank you for your questions. Now, again, the company was not found liable for any of the claims that were taken against the company for misconduct. So yes, we are extremely sorry for what occurred, and we have put in place the second we heard of what was happening, additional systems and additional mechanisms to ensure that information could be reported up more effectively for any sort of for such cases. And we are keeping a very close eye on this to make sure that it will not happen again. To answer your question about the games, yes, games cost a lot to make. There is a lot more risk out there because it is a more competitive market. There has been a lot of investment in the market since COVID, as we mentioned. Over 2 years, there was an almost fourfold increase in development investments. A lot of new studios, a lot of games were released. That put a lot of pressure on everyone in the industry, in particularly for those with evergreen games. So evergreen games, these are games that constantly turn revenue every year. Like Rainbow Six, that's a perfect example. The company has invested heavily in its ability to develop these sorts of games, but it's not easy. Some of the games work, some don't. Some sell well, some don't. But it is an investment that we have to do to ensure that we will have a couple of those games well rooted in the gaming environment so that we can continue to get revenue from them. So we've been working on that. It has been quite an interesting time for the company, and I hear that you're not happy with the share price, and the board is not happy with the share price either, so we're doing our utmost to see the share price increase as soon as possible. Now, for the other questions, I'll hand over to Frederick. Just talking about Valorant, you're right, it's a very good game. What we are doing is we are looking at all the different operators on the market for multiplayer games, for first-person shooter games. If you look at Rainbow Six and other games of that same ilk, it's exactly what we're trying to do. So Valorant is a top 5 game, Rainbow Six is a top 15 game. What we want to do with this game is have it in the top 10, then in the top 5 eventually. So for that, our teams have been working on completely overhauling our creation system so that we can have more content more regularly released. with a better suited gaming mode. We've also looked at our business model, so there's now free access to get more players into the game, and something that we could learn from Valorant is that we have worked on enhancing the overall offering for our gamers. So there's a lot that can be done, considerable growth potential, especially for Rainbow Six Siege. That's what I can say for that. Valorant is a game that we're looking at in particular because it's been highly successful, not just in the Americas and Europe, but also in China, where it has recently been launched. Rainbow Six has been given the green light for release in China. So our aim is to continue improving on that, to improve on what we already have within the game, to really bolster the brand across multiple geographies. And it's quite an interesting benchmark for us because it's a solid performer.